Now that's a load of poop there. So we're taking this load of manure a long ways, mile that way, 2 miles this way, and coming back, basically just to get to our bean stubble or our ground that hasn't been worked yet. Why? It's just how it worked out. So that is what it is. So I'm gonna ratchet strap this and take my car over, which is sitting right there. So it kind of worked out. Tell you what, that was a big old wind sail that I'm glad I filled up with gas, because that would have been a lot to really try and push to get down there in a quarter tank. It just wouldn't have happened. So here's the pile we're working on. There's a lot of manure here, so Pat's really been loading stuff up. Isn't that right, cows? That is right. So we're gonna haul out all this manure tonight. It might work till 11 o'clock or so, but it needs to get done because we need to start prepping to plant maybe Friday. I have my hopes up we can get some stuff in the ground on Friday, but it's a long shot. We'll see. Liquid Grow putting on some liquid nitrogen. This is basically equivalent to anhydrous. There's just some different properties with it. Or sorry, nutrient, putting on liquid nitrogen. So we're hauling it all the way down and around to this spot right here. It's gonna be beans, so it's not worked, so it's really the only place we can haul right now. Plus it would be good to get hauled because I guarantee this piece has never seen manure, down here at least. And here's where we're going.
Okay, tank's all hooked up. Get her back to Everhart, get her in line, because it's about an hour wait onto each tank. Actually, I had my light on. As you can see, it's in here now. The reason why it's in here, because it blew off. I got some pieces there, and there's no magnets on this side. And I was going down the road about 30 miles an hour, and I met 2 semis. And it blew off, and it flew down on the road. And it still works. I'm surprised. The magnets weren't very strong, and it blew off the rooftop up here. So I think that's 6 sets of twins we've had this year. Ron's got 1. I think I have 1 for sure, maybe 2, and then Patton has 2, and I think Nathan has 2. So 5 or 6 sets of twins for sure. It's kind of cool. I like twins. My old number 7. I think this is our 9th year calving, 8 or 9th year calving, and she's had 7 out of 9 or 8 out of 9, something like that, of twins. So she's a good cow. Good cow. We'll see you when we get back to the field.
Man, my car's loud with no muffler. Yeah, this tractor, or this manure spreader is definitely a lot for this little bitty tractor, but we make do. Mainly because we don't have another tractor for it. That's fun. This is some thick stuff, a lot of corn stalks in here, a lot of thick, rich manure that our cattle are gonna love. Man, it is windy, very windy. Convey smell through the camera, I would. Actually, I would, because this is disgusting. But man, it is bad. I gotta bet this doesn't happen too often. Tractor with a load of manure spreader just getting onto a major U.S. highway. Yes, this is illegal. This highway is Highway 30. It does not have a minimum speed limit in this area because it has to be used for farm equipment from time to time. We don't like doing it, but some driveways and whatnot you can only access from this highway, so it is what it is. Here's the field. Let's go ahead and get her going. Let's get it. What a load of crap. So the reason why I put manure right here is because this little knob, this hill, I don't know if it's coming through in the camera, but it's basically pure sand. So the thought is if we put a cake of manure on here, and we're gonna plant right into it, give it a couple rains and whatnot to kind of mellow in a little bit, we think that it will basically help that sand retain moisture. At least that's the thought. So, any of you guys ever done something like that before? We're trying it out. This is, like I said, our second year farm of this piece, so we're gonna give it a shot. Hey guys, I'm gonna introduce you to an awesome product that I cannot wait to have around the house and farm and whatever else I wanna bring it to, because that is an electric pressure washer. That is something that I've needed for a while. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got in here. Rockin' washer, I like it. While I'm opening this up, guys, you can find all the things that you need to find out about this company, about the Rockin' washer. What a great name. In the description below. So opening it up, casters to install, got a couple extra washing tips, a soap cannon, washer hose, and the gun. And you got cardboard. Whoops. Some quick specs about this unit. It runs off your house electricity in the US, so that's 120 volt power. It can flow 2 gallons per minute at 3,000 PSI. That's a lot of PSI, or pressure as it's more commonly known. So I'm really looking forward to this thing. Will probably be able to power wash in any of our tractors. So we'll have to try it out maybe one of these times. But it's really small, lightweight. Let's go ahead and put it together. Your hose hooks in right here, and then your actual garden hose hooks in right here. I can barely walk outside without getting blown around. There's no way you'd be able to hear me even if I took this camera outside. So it's cut a couple days until I'm able to try this thing out. Alrighty, a few days later, now let's go ahead and give this thing a shot. Step 1, turn on your water. Step 2, make sure your hose is an old rinky-dink thing that just barely works. 3, make sure that it will work and that your hose isn't spewing everywhere. Cool. Step 3, fix your broken hose. Now that your negligent hose is hooked up, now you gotta try it out. Nope, yep, this part of the hose is bad. But this one isn't the power washer's fault. This is my cheap hose's fault, cheap old hose fault. So just turned her on, see how she works. Okay. Okay. Step 5, try it out. That works pretty good. And it shuts off when you're not even using it. Now it'd handle the rust spots from your beater Buick that rusts all over every time it rains. You bet your butt it will. This thing's pretty slick. For a consumer-sized pressure washer, this thing's pretty sweet. But now for the real test. Let's head up to the farm and see if this thing will wash a tractor. All right, now we're gonna put this pressure washer to the real test. Let's go ahead and try it out. All right, this thing isn't doing too bad. It's cleaning off a lot more stuff than I thought it would. I mean, this thing definitely is not our Mighty M power washer back home, but really not bad. Like, it's got good pressure. Look at this. I am impressed. Just look how this thing tackles mud. I like this thing. This thing's gonna be handy to keep up in Bellevue for sure. The Rocker Power Washer, guys, check it out. Ron approved.
Okay, it sounds like I have another 20-25 minutes for my next tank's full, so I'm gonna run down here and check the cows, see how the twins are doing. Curtis is out back there, way back in the back 80. There's old number 8, the boss. Looking good, girls. So we'll go in here and check out the twins. 12, the Onryo cuss. Hi girls, don't even start. Looking for twins. Get back. Beth. Alright, let's go. Come on, keep going. Get going, yeah. There's one of them. Where's your other twin at?
Packing the bales and loaded while I was gone, so now we're switching it up. I'm gonna back into there a little ways, make it a little bit more efficient. So he's just cleaning out this yard now. You always want to load this thing back to front, get some weight on the rear axles, or basically right over the axles, then work your way to front, because if you put all the weight on the tongue first, it would not be good on this little bitty tractor. All I wanted was a drink of water, and the tractor rolled ahead, so he couldn't load the front. Danged it thing. Last scoop.
Well, we're back at Everhart's. It's about an hour and a half wait is what I was waiting on this tank here, so they're just starting to fill it. So we are going to back up to get it hooked up, and then we're going to head down to Nathan. It's a crazy, crazy world right now for anhydrous. That's where we're at. So I'm still sitting at Everhart's, and you can see the flags blowing pretty good up there, so you know it's pretty windy. There's a lot of tanks that need to get filled up. Walk around the corner here and see what we got. Goodness, my goodness, it's a lot of wait time. The two Hartung boys aren't going to be too happy. They're going to have to wait. But what do you do? Figure out where my tanks are at. Should have 3 tanks here. And just keep piling in here. Oh well, they're going to be here somewhere.
Flinging poo. Look at that sight. That's awesome. And now time to go back and do it again. On the bright side, they took the rain chances, or they really dropped the rain chance for tomorrow, so with any luck, I'll get 100 acres sprayed tomorrow, so that way Nathan can plant Friday. We'll see. So I was saying before that there was a sprayer getting tended by a large semi-trailer, and they were putting on liquid nitrogen. Nitrogen is one of the 3 main ingredients, and it is the main ingredient for corn growth. So you need to put it on. There's various ways of putting it on. There's a dry form you can spread it on, which is not a very common form for initial first pass. There's anhydrous, and then there's liquid, 32%, 28%, there's a couple different versions, but that you can spray it on. Anhydrous is the cheapest form because all the other forms are actually derived from anhydrous. So that's why we choose to put it on. It's cheap. You can cover a good amount of acres with handling a little bit less product. With liquid, you got to handle a lot more product to get the same amount of nitrogen on, even though you can apply it a little quicker. And like I said, a little bit more expensive, so that's why we do anhydrous. Clear as mud, clear as that poop back there. Man, it definitely feels, looks, and smells like it's gonna rain. And yes, you can actually smell when it's gonna rain because, you know, the humidity changes. Guessing we got probably 3 more loads here. Maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure. But it's definitely much more helpful to have a second person here hauling while he can go clean out the bunks. Starting to get some sprinkles on the windshield. So it's weird, so the rain's coming this way from the west, but the wind's out of the east, so the rain's blowing in from the east. Mother Nature is strange some days. Not ideal by any means, but on the very bright and surprising side, my windshield wiper is actually working halfway decent. I was not expecting that. Win one for Hartung Farms. Well, we got just enough rain to knock the dust down, I'd guess. A couple of hundreds, not much. But enough to make the GoPro time-lapse I had going probably crap. Parking brake isn't the greatest on this thing. Still sprinkling. That's a lot of manure for that little skid loader. And that's the biggest skid loader case makes. It's still raining, but I believe the sun's coming out. Guessing we got 2 loads left after this one, so we might finish probably right at dark. They won't be able to run much after dark just because it's pretty dangerous taking this thing on the divided highway at night. This is the brains of the operation in here. Oh yeah. This is where all the smart people are at. That's why I have to leave here pretty quick.
See all the green lights up there? That's your go. When you get up there, it's red. And when she's done with you, it turns to green so you can take off. It's kind of cool. Tank after tank after tank after tank. We're going.
Load number 4 for me. Let's get her done. Spread. There's all this sandy hill that I'm spreading on. Don't even have anything sticking to the tires at all. And a little bit of rain we got just soaked right in. So you guys want to hear a story? So this 190 Maxim we've owned since brand new, since I don't even know how long. Longer than I've been around the farm. This is the first tractor I ever learned how to drive. Here's how I learned how to drive. My late Uncle Jerry, who passed away in 13, him and I were unloading, topping off a grain bin at Goose Lake. We had the gravity wagon, and we finished it off, topped it off, and Jerry was like, hey, do you want to take the gravity wagon home? Okay, cool, I'm gonna take off the auger. And he took off the auger. I had no idea how to drive the tractor. I had no idea what these pedals meant. I knew this was a clutch, but I had no idea this was the brakes. Yeah, so needless to say, coming out of that grain bin, it's a hill, and let's just say I was lucky that there were no cars coming, because I hit the clutch, but I couldn't figure out where the brakes were. And yeah, I rolled right into traffic, but I made it home, and no harm, no foul. It's kind of a cool story to tell. But yeah, my Uncle Jerry, he was a very trusting, very interesting fellow. I miss him. One more load left after this, probably. I thought it was time for a good old-fashioned time lapse. While I'm doing this, I want to talk about how much of a challenge this spring has been. So last year, for example, and we'll touch on it a little bit later, but we have already been planning for well over, I don't know, 3-4 days or so by now. And it's been warm, it's been nice. This year is a complete opposite. I mean, it's been cold, it's been miserable, it's been raining every 3 days. We just can't get anything done. So I'll talk about it in a future video about how really bad the spring has been so far. So Pat's feeding cattle right now. I'm gonna go ahead and start filling up the manure spreader. Well, I got it mostly filled up. We'll let Pat do the rest. There we are. This will be the last load we do, just because it gets dangerous to going on 30, so you definitely don't want to do that. Well, it's definitely a little darker than I would have liked. I made it, no incidents, thankfully. We're gonna get this last load spread and then call it a night. Well, the night's just gonna keep going, but we're gonna quit. There we are, all done. But you guys can't see me, and I apologize for that. Let's head back. Oh, she dark now, but anhydrous is still going strong. Got quite a bit done today. I think one bar will get 200 acres done. The other bar should get just about that as well. Should get another 400 acres done today, if all goes well. Grab Pat's lunch. Let's go ahead and head out. Turn the temperature down, it's cold. All done for the night. Checking calves in this cold, windy night. I'm freezing. Putting the skid loader on the trailer. So Pat's just taking off in the flatbed. I'm gonna head home since I'm already halfway home or so, but we're gonna hit it really hard tomorrow. Hopefully start spraying. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, take it easy, and ta-ta for now.
There's my ride. The Budman. Shutting her down for the night. About 11:50. Pretty tired. Ready for some shut-eye.
There's Nathan getting back in the tractor, and we're gonna call her at night. Just hooked up the tank behind me. I started at 5 o'clock this morning, and it's almost midnight. I'll get home get to bed at 1, so get back up at 5, so I'll get 4 hours of sleep tonight. It's enough for a young man like me. Good day. We got a lot of stuff done. I don't know how much, but a lot. Hopefully the rain holds off. We'll get a good day tomorrow, and then if it doesn't rain Friday, hopefully we'll start putting beans in the grounds. You got the Budman from Hartung Family Farms in Clinton County here. We are going to call her a night. Remember, be nice, play safe, have fun. Life's too short.